Welcome back to Weirdest World, the place where the strange isn't just welcomed, it's celebrated. Today's story is unlike anything you've heard before. It's a tale of interstellar love, cosmic travel, and a planet that may exist just 4.3 light-years away. And stay with me until the very end, because I'll share a weird fact about this case that might just flip your understanding of this alien contact. This is the story of Elizabeth Klarer, the woman who claimed she lived on another planet and fell in love with an extraterrestrial. Elizabeth Klarer was born in South Africa in 1910, and from an early age she was drawn to the skies. She studied meteorology, became a pilot, and worked with the South African Air Force intelligence. But her life took a surreal turn in the 1950s, when she began experiencing what she described as telepathic contact with beings from beyond Earth. She wasn't just another UFO enthusiast. Klarer was articulate, educated, and deeply spiritual. Her story wasn't about fear, it was about connection. In 1956, Klarer claimed she was visited by a spacecraft in the Drakensberg Mountains. The craft was silent, metallic, and unlike anything she'd ever seen. Inside was Akon, a tall humanoid being with golden hair, piercing blue eyes, and a calm, commanding presence. He told her he was from Meton, a planet that orbits a star in the Alpha Centauri system, 4.3 light-years from Earth. Akon wasn't monstrous or robotic. He looked human, but more refined, more evolved. Klarer described him as radiating intelligence and compassion, with a voice that resonated like music. After several encounters, Klarer said she was invited aboard Akon's ship not for a brief visit, but for a journey across the stars. The ship didn't use conventional propulsion. It operated on magnetic fields and light harmonics, bending space-time to travel faster than light. She described the voyage as instantaneous, with no sense of motion. One moment she was on Earth. The next, she was standing on Meton. Meton, Klarer said, was like a total paradise, a dream come true. A planet of soft golden light, lush vegetation, and gentle breezes. The skies shimmered with pastel hues, and the air was rich with oxygen and subtle fragrances. The architecture was organic. Buildings grew from the land like living sculptures. Roads were unnecessary. People traveled using levitation belts or simply by thought. The Metonians lived in harmony with nature. Their society was built on empathy, telepathy, and universal consciousness. There was no war, no crime, no disease. They didn't use money. Resources were shared, and every being contributed through creativity, wisdom, or care. Physically, the Metonians resembled idealized humans. They were tall, often over 6 feet, with luminescent skin, large expressive eyes, and graceful movements. Their clothing was made of living fibers that responded to emotion and temperature. They communicated telepathically, and their thoughts were often accompanied by visual projections, like dreams shared in real time. Klarer said they had no need for spoken language, though they could speak when necessary. Their voices were melodic, almost hypnotic. Klarer and Akon's relationship deepened. She described it as soul-level intimacy, a connection that transcended biology. Akon explained that Earth was in a state of spiritual adolescence, violent, disconnected, and unaware of its place in the cosmos. He said Metonians had been observing Earth for centuries, hoping humanity would evolve. Their love wasn't just romantic, it was transformative. Klarer said she felt her consciousness expanding, her body healing, her spirit awakening. During her stay on Meton, Klarer became pregnant. The process was painless, and the birth took place in a crystalline birthing chamber, surrounded by singing plants and glowing light. Her son, Ayling, was a hybrid, part human, part Metonian. He grew rapidly, absorbing knowledge through light and thought. Klarer described him as gentle, wise, and deeply connected to the universe. But her joy was tempered by a painful truth. Meton's atmosphere, while beautiful, was incompatible with human biology long-term. She had to return to Earth, leaving Ayling behind to be raised among the stars. Back on Earth, Klarer faced skepticism and ridicule. But she never recanted her story.
She wrote a book titled Beyond the Light Barrier, detailing her experience and urging humanity to embrace peace, environmental stewardship, and cosmic unity. She spoke of vibrational healing, interdimensional travel, and the need to reconnect with the Earth's natural frequencies. Her message wasn't just about aliens, it was about awakening.
Klarer believed that consciousness is the key to interstellar travel, that thought itself can bend space and time. She said the Metonians had mastered emotional resonance, allowing them to live in perfect health and harmony. They didn't conquer, they guided. They didn't judge, they observed. Her story challenges the typical alien narrative. There were no abductions, no experiments, no fear. Instead, it was a tale of love, transcendence, and the possibility that extraterrestrials might be guardians, not invaders. And now, as promised, here's your weird fact. Elizabeth Klarer claimed that Meton society had eliminated disease entirely, not through medicine, but through vibrational alignment. She said their bodies resonated with the planet's frequency, keeping them in perfect health. Even stranger, she believed that Earth once had this ability, but lost it through emotional trauma and environmental imbalance. Whether you believe Klarer's story or not, it's one of the most poetic and provocative alien encounters ever told. A tale of love, loss, and the hope that somewhere out there, a better world exists. If you enjoyed this journey, hit that like button, subscribe to Weirdest World, and let me know in the comments. Would you go to Meton if you had the chance? Until next time, stay curious and stay weird.